All right. While I was paying attention to him, the next month that flips over, we've actually gone a full year now. Our forestry has completed. Um, so we now have forestry here. Now we can actually build other stuff, including a sawmill, which is basically the upgrade to the forestry. We're not going to do that because with our next 100 gold, we're going to build a forestry here, so we kind of get a balanced economic output from each of those provinces. Plus the sawmill costs 250 gold instead of 100, so it's a better bonus. Um, Next month, this guy is going to flip to 100%. We're going to try to take it away. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This is a bastard event. Bastards, this can sometimes happen for bastards. They just get the vengeful trait from being bastards, and they could lose prestige, and we can gain prestige from treating them well if they are bastards. If they're not our bastards, it doesn't matter. And the only option is the seed is planted, and they can get deceitful and vengeful and all kinds of cool stuff, and it basically makes them interesting characters. This guy will probably end up being our marshal or our spy master, um, based on what his traits are. He might actually end up being the steward, but we're gonna try to keep him in good standing, except for the fact that he's low. His loyalty is being lowered. But as we get traits, it'll be better. He's not losing all that much, so it's not that bad. So we're gonna let it run to the next month. And this is what happens when there's a birth in a kingdom. This is the first one. This is pretty much the only one I'm going to actually go out of my way to show and talk about, except for if it happens to our leader. It's important to track those within your family, though. Okay, now he's at 100%, and we are at -3 for reputation. So if we do this again, we'll be at 7, which is still, that's still alright. So we're going to revoke his title and see what he says. Whoop. An old age comes a change in abilities. I don't know what happened. But when your characters age, they have a chance of losing martial and diplomacy and gaining intrigue and stewardship. But there's a large chance of nothing happening. Okay, so now we control 3 provinces. And we're not going to try to take away this guy's province because we are in succession, or our son is in succession with him. He's also our husband. And this one we're actually going to try to take away when he gets to 100%. But he's gaining, he lost a lot of loyalty from that, so he's going to actually be. It's going to take a while for him to get there, and it's likely that he'll die before then, or will die, or something will happen, and the loyalty will change. But we will keep our eye on that. Because of the succession, we're not going to be really worried about this guy. Because eventually we will get that province. These 2 provinces, actually. Right now we're controlling 3, and we have 10 intrigue. So we can control 5 provinces. So that'll be 5 when we control all that. Okay. Our spy master died, which is kind of good because we pissed her off earlier. So we need to assign a new one if we have a courtier that can do it. And we don't, so we don't have a spy master anymore. Now what could happen is that we are assigned or we get an event that gives us a spy master. We'll lose a little bit of money, but we'll get a spy master in its place. Hopefully it'll be a male, so we can replace our marshal with it instead and use the pretty good guy we have for spy master. But that character died, as you can see. Characters die. That happens. There's nothing you really do about it, unless you want to save scum it, which we're not going to do. So yeah, moving on. All right, we got an event here that basically changes our loyalty and power sliders. There are different events that pop up for all of them. And this one is the clergy demand an end to commerce in all church squares. Basically, this is clergy versus burghers. If we forbid it, we gain piety and lose a little bit of gold. And our power for burghers will go down. Or we could allow it, lose piety, and the opposite for power. Actually, it's a little bit... No, it's the same. And then we'll gain a little bit of gold. We're going to gain piety because piety is much, much more valuable than gold. And then we're going to try to fix our sliders if we have to. We do not. Which province was that? It was this province. So we're going to try to fix our slider a bit to get them back up. Alright, still close enough. Okay, we're going to try to... Yeah. Get our sliders up to about close to 30% as we can. And move on. I like this event. I like this event a lot, considering our character's age. Courtiers were surprised by an evocative painting suddenly appearing in a stunning exhibition on a wall in the party hall. I spent years of hard work to finish it secretly. We gained the trait Prodigy, which gives us a +3 to all stats. That's ridiculously good. However, we get a -3 to health, which means we die sooner. And we get a -2 hit to fertility, which means we'll have less of a chance of having kids. But, because of our character's age, we don't really care about the fertility, as it is unlikely that we're going to have kids as a woman at this age. So, the other option is we gain celibate. Now I say stop the worldliness at court, which basically we're being, all pious about stuff. We don't actually gain any piety, which would actually may be a good option. If you got a leader, say, that's about to die anyway. You gain the trait celibate, which means you stop, having children, and you get a big bonus to piety. Your health goes up by 1, which basically, means it takes longer for you to die, and you're less likely to get sick. And it changes your reputation by -2, which is basically taking away 2 points of bad boy. So that's really, really good if you had a massive bad reputation. We're gonna pick this one, and as you can see, our stats skyrocket, and we've got the Prodigy trait now. So yeah, and also because we have this, our child is more likely to have the Prodigy trait. Probably won't happen; it's pretty rare, but that would be really cool if he got it, and we would have a very strong leader if that happened. So, moving on. Another character, everyone. Last night you dreamt of a rain of money which fills your realm's coffers. What can it mean? Also looks like a Guy Fawkes mask here. It means that soon I'll become rich without lifting a finger. I'm gonna get lazy. Lazy's not actually it's a bad trait as far as reputation and stuff goes, but it gives you a bonus to intrigue. It gives you a penalty to stewardship, so we don't want that. But we get a 25% chance of getting schizophrenia, which is really bad. And we have a 25% chance of getting 200 gold, which is good. We can go, it's just a dream. I must work for my money and get the trait energetic, which is nice. I think we get a penalty to intrigue, which is, it's not too bad. But since we got the Prodigy trait, we're in good as far as stats go right now. It's a positive trait also. We have a 25% chance of getting stressed, which is bad because it reduces all our stats by 1, and we can get really nasty stuff. And a 25% chance of getting half the gold from this one. I'm going to pick the second one. And I get energetic, which increases my martial and lowers my intrigue, and +1 martial, +1 diplomacy, all around really good. It's the same number of provinces we could control anyway, because it's rounded down, so 12 is 6. We didn't get schizophrenia, and we didn't get any gold, so, just get the trait. Moving on. Okay, here is the consequence of having an ally. The Kingdom of England has attacked the Duchy of Oxford, which is this right here. Oh, no, it's not. It's Oxford. One of the things we can do if we can't find the province, we can hit the slash key and type in Oxford. And the Duchy of Oxford. Okay. We're going to decline this because we don't really have any stake in it. And this guy's just going to get massively crushed by England. So, yeah. Also, one of the things I noticed was that this guy is gaining loyalty really quickly now. And he's almost, next month he will be, well actually, in like a week, he'll be at 100%. And we could take his title. But one of the things we do notice is that we're at 5 from reputation. Isn't necessarily good. But I believe, oops. Ooh. Pause. I kind of messed up there. England is having some problems. We're going to decline both of these. If England kind of collapses, we can kind of take advantage of our claims on here. So it's not necessarily all bad. But what we want to do is revoke this guy's title and hope we don't get above 1 on our reputation. And he accepted. So the only vassal we have now is our husband, who is unlikely to break off from us, and we are just under 1 in reputation. So that's good. Because of our diplomacy went up so high from Prodigy and from that event, we are now at plus 2% from diplomacy, so we can kind of screw around with our vassals a bit. He's getting plus 3.3% loyalty every month, so he's in good shape right now. We're still not going to take his provinces, even though we can control them personally, because we're going to get them anyway. So. Not a big deal. But now we control almost all of the provinces in our kingdom. Our soon-to-be kingdom. Now I'm just going to keep building lumber mill or forestries. And then after I build all the forestries, I'm pretty much going to wait until I can get the kingdom title. Or start building lumber mills. And ports. And then after that, after I do that, I'm going to start getting trading grounds and try to save up 250 gold. Alright, I think I'm going to end this recording session though. So I'm going to, edit things together and post this up. I'm going to save the game. Save it as can't actually go into the LP folder. Okay, whatever. And we're going to save it as Brittany. Oops. LP1. Well, actually, let's do this as least save scummy as possible and just have 1 save and just use that. Be hardcore about it. All right. I'm going to end this recording session and be back later.